everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of Cape Rugby TV. This is Wednesday night. You're with us on Cape Town TV, and of course, the panel are with me as usual, Mr. Herman Abrams.
Good evening.
Jerome.
Good evening, JP.
Morgs.
How's the Japes, lady?
Not too bad. How's the ankle, Morgs?
Yeah, not too bad. Tough game last night, but yeah, we got the result we wanted. So yeah, I think the result heals the ankle. I think.
Yeah. Mr. H, a lot of folks are getting kind of tense at the moment. I see there's a couple of posts on the website. Guys have been getting a little bit rough on the fields.
Yeah, I think it always happens in the last 2 weeks when everything is there to play for or to win or to lose. So I just noticed somewhere in the Super League B, I think it is, 5 of the clubs are virtually not sure where they're going to land.
I was actually talking about our provincial team. Alright folks, it was a very interesting weekend, quite a lot of results coming in then over the last couple of days. Of course, yesterday was a Tuesday game, it was Marty's up against Vix. I don't know if we've got that in the results here, but Morgs, I mean, you played in that game. What was the result?
James, Marty's won 62-35, so yeah, tough game last night, but yeah, I mean, Marty got quite a bit of points difference to make up before the to make up points in order to win the league.
62-35?
Yeah, 62-35. So yeah, so good win for Marty's. But like I said, they've still got quite a big points difference against Durban. So the next 2 games, they really got to come out with some good, high-scoring games in order to to put them at the post at the end of the league.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at the rest of the results now in Super League A. Tygerberg, well, that was the tense one over the weekend. There were a couple of concerns about that match and how things went there. Tygerberg beating UCT 6 points to 3. Belhar 32-29 over SK Warmers. Jerome, Tygerberg, UCT. A little bit, the rumours are that it was a rough match. There was lots of swearing and screaming and shouting. Is this just the fact that there's 2 or 3 games left in the season? Things are very tense, or are we sliding backwards?
No, I think JP, it's important for Tygerberg to get their points. So I think the players and the management is a bit uptight, and I think at the end it's a good result for them. Though I don't know, it's such a beautiful day, how it can be that there's no points. Either the defense were good or something was, but I mean nowadays you don't hardly see a score 6-3. So so they both of them defended well, and I mean they didn't give away a lot of penalties. So I think there was a lot of rugby playing there, but also the tensions were high because of Tygerberg is playing to survive. Yeah. It's a good result for them.
Yeah. Belhar 32-29 over SK Warmers. Jerome, what do you make of that?
Yeah, that's also an interesting result. At the last minute, Belhar actually got the final try to get their 5 points also, which is a great result for them also. They're also trying to survive, but I think they're safe at the moment now. So that was a great result for them. And I mean, SK were in the lead the whole time, so it's a good result for Belhar. The
results now in Super League B, more interesting results there. Belvoir 34-32 over Helderberg. Collegians beating Hands and Hearts 27-20. Penil Villagers losing to Primrose 38 points to 0, and Goodwood losing to NNK 39-28. Jerome, Goodwood was desperately trying to avoid that scenario. Losing there again, they need every point. Looks like for them it's going to be back down to Premier League A.
Yeah, I think they're on their way down, JP, but it was also, I believe, it was also a very good game.
Yeah.
I mean, they were in it right until the end. They put up a fight at least. So they gave everything. They gave everything. So
they gave it a go.
They can say like they gave everything, but at the end, NNK was just a bit too strong for them.
So they didn't actually put up a real fight. I mean,
not a real fight like the Springboks, but they put up a fight.
Well, the Springboks didn't put up much of a fight either. Let's move to Super League B now. Back to the results there quickly. Let's touch there. Belvoir 34-32 over Helderberg. Collegians 27-20 over Hands and Hearts. Penil Villagers losing to Primrose. Excellent result there for Primrose, Mr. H. 38.
Yeah, they're still sort of in with the chance.
Yeah.
And I think they will the next 2 or 3 games they will try and win all those games to put the pressure on Bell.
Yeah. Let's look at results now in Premier League A. In Premier League A, we see St George's beating Scotstoun 36 points to 20. UWC 39-15 over Kraaifontein. Rangers beating Langa 29-27. Hamlets 47-33 over Paul. Young People's Mr. H against Elsie's. That's of course the suspended team. Am I right?
Yeah.
And so that automatically is a 20-0, which helps to calculate the long points.
Yeah.
Alright, folks, so that's why you see the 20-0 on the results sheet. There is Young People's don't play, but LC's River is the team then that would have got the extra points. Let's take a look at Premier League B. Franschhoek 31 all with Van der Stel. Eerste Rivier 0-0 against St Lawrence. Was that a 0-0 result? Was that perhaps postponed? Silvertree losing to Shank United 10-6. Stelkor losing to Laguna at least 24-10, and Milnerton 24-43 loss for them against Macassar. In Division 1 it was Strand beating Young Wesley's. Young Stars losing to Hamadias. Rugby Universals beating Rocklands 59-7. Northerns 34-10 over Silverleaf. Busy Bees losing to Manenberg Rangers 22 points to 20. Of course, the match that we were at over the weekend is that exact match there. Northerns beating Silverleaf 34 points to 10. It was a very exciting match. Let's check out the highlights.
Ready for a big game?
We hope so. We've got good weather conditions, and so I think we're in for a cracker.
Goeie game hier, boy.
Take it today again.
We are massive, boy.
We are massive, boy.
Go Swan. Yeah, kom maar, ouwe, kom, boy.
Today?
Marcel Solomons.
Why?
JP scored 2 tries, but not that. He's got a great work rate. I saw him a couple of times pitch up in the center, run through the team and things like that. He's a very strong runner. He look a bit like Morgan Newman.
Deserves 1,000 rand?
He definitely deserves 1,000 rand.
Mr. H, lekker game. Northerns against Silverleaf, the crowd. Did you expect such a big crowd?
Yeah, I was quite surprised when I got there. I couldn't find parking place in the big parking area. Park on the side there, and there was a very nice feast there, you know, singing and people.
Yeah.
I'm quite surprised to see the amount of people there.
To run good rugby, yeah?
Very good rugby, JP. As we were talking earlier on the discipline on the field, how the guys play. I mean, the ref also said afterwards it was great discipline and things like that. I mean, in a lower league like that, you get professionals behave like hooligans. So that's a great compliment for both their teams and how they played on the day.
And Hotsam putting over the drop goal again.
There's the whistle win. He said he's going to do that.
You called that, you called that last week.
He's gonna do it again.
Yeah. Well, we also caught up with the losing captain and coach. Unfortunately, on the Silverleaf side, it was a very exciting day. We're going to get right into it because we've got so many highlights from this game. Let's check out now the highlights between, or at least the losing captain Ashley Best and the coach Paul Kipido, and see what they had to say.
Ashley, tough game for you guys at Avonwood today, huh?
Yeah, very tough one, so couldn't pull it through. Tough, hard one on the boys.
Would you say it's a bit of a derby match? I mean, it's two teams close to home.
Always a hard game, yeah. It is a derby, it's some of a derby. It is a derby, always a derby, and always hard against them.
Do the guys they were playing together today? Do they all know each other? They know each other off the field?
Yeah, it's 22 guys on each side know each other very well.
Yeah, where to from here for you guys?
We got one more game against Ahmadiyya, so gotta finish that one and we try again next year.
Paul, tough game, as we heard now, massive derby match, huh?
Ja, it's a tough game, okay. Hulle was goeie voorspring vir ons, goeie advantage. Hulle het first van die first plek af, goeie gedissiplineerd gewees. First game, hulle sê, hulle is goeie georganiseerd gewees. En hulle is meer experienced as ons, groot spanne, maar hulle ken mekaar se speel. En dit wat hulle deur die verdruk het. En vir die basics van die game. Approach raak mooi, scrum is ram, hulle het aanspoor gedomineer. Maar weer eens, van my kant af, wil ek vir my ouens sê, ons het nog baie om te doen. Baie om te leer. Wat ball approach na die opponent toe, body position, dat is baie waar ons uit is.
Nee, maar alright, alles van die beste van die seizoen. Ik weet, het is amper klaar, maar...
There you go, folks. Losing captain and coach of Northerns and Silverleaf didn't go their way, but unfortunately, that is how it goes. Derby match. Big match, Mr. H is at least Avonwood. The guys all know each other. So still, even though it's a derby match, the interesting thing is that they don't let go or hold back. It gets worse.
Yeah.
It's tougher.
Yeah, I think there's also families involved, and some of the players were at one stage as they played for Silverleaf was perhaps earlier in their careers they played at Northerns and vice versa.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of tension, when you come out there on the Saturday. But again, like Jerome said, the discipline, marvelous.
Yeah. Moogs, we were out there with the Vuka Rugby guys. Nice facilities out of Northerns.
Yeah, I must say, there's a woman that looks after the facilities there that's really doing a good job. And yeah, I mean, I was impressed. Even with the Vuka tournament, there was lots of people out there. So everyone was obviously doing something right in terms of drawing the people to their stadium.
Yeah, well, I mean that's a lekker gemeenskap daar so, Jerome. I mean that's the nice kind of. It's easy to do because everybody lives so close to the field. You just can walk.
Everybody walk to the field. Everybody. And also what I know a lot of the players, the flex there.
Yeah.
So they first look through the windows practice time. How many guys are on the field? They come down. There's 10 guys, they'll join. There's 2 guys, they don't come.
See, I think that's classic. I mean, that's like typical of what many people outside of the world of club rugby who didn't know club rugby, outside of the previously exposed club rugby space, now are getting a taste for what club or rugby in South Africa is really about since we've started the show. Because I think before we started the show, people thought that there was only 10 clubs in Western Province. And now they know that there's more and that there's a different demographic and a different makeup of who club rugby is. And when you tell a story like that of people looking out the window, who would have thought that that's almost like a social behavior? Like 6 o'clock in the evening, you first check out the window. Is it? Het jy dit gedoen in jou dag?
No, I was a bit too far from the field. There was no other thing for me. My mother and my father just pushed me out and just go train. So if I can't see who's on the field, I had to go.
You had to go, you gotta get there alone, yeah. We also caught up with the losing captain and coach there. In this case, they've kept it in the family. The brothers, Michael and Sean. Apparently Sean is called Shawn Michaels after the famous wrestler. Let's see what the boys have to say.
Sean, this is what you guys were waiting for today, a derby match, big one against Silverleaf, looking to go up in the division.
Yeah, JP, I think the guys did well. The bonus was served as well, so I'm proud of the guys, the way we play the game, the way we handle it. Thanks for Silverleaf for bringing it to us. But yeah, our chances are better now.
When you guys have been positive all year long, would you say home ground made a bit of advantage today?
Yeah, I would say so, because first league at Silverleaf won there, but it was much more difficult. But we have a great support here, as you could see.
Yeah.
And it helped a lot. And thanks to all our friends for supporting us for the whole year.
And just if we look at a few of the guys that you would say were standout players today, any names come to mind?
There's a couple of guys. our wing, Marcel Solomons, you know, Oudsame.
So you say all in all it was a great team effort?
Great team effort, and I'm very proud of the guys.
Michael, good result for you guys today.
Yes, JP, we worked hard for this result. We were planning on giving it a huge event. It's our last home game, so yes.
Standout players?
My wing, Marcel Solomons.
Ja.
I think he was great today. He scored 2 tries for us.
Ek het nou net met Paul gepraat en ek het gevra oor die home ground advantage, maar 'n bietjie vroeër het ek met Dougie Dyers gesels. Hy is natuurlik julle honorary life president hierso. En hy sê vir my dis nie eintlik die home ground nie, want die home ground is aan die ander kant, hulle werk op die stadion op die oomblik. So julle het nie eintlik home ground advantage gehad nie.
Ja, vir ons is dit solank as in ons dorp speel, ons mense is hier. So dis is home ground waar jy wil speel en of het daar rivier of die rivier is.
En het was lekker vandag, maar daar was heel wat mense wat vandag uitgekom het om die game te geniet.
Ja, dis 'n derby, eintlik 'n local derby in die omgewing, so die mense het uitgesien na die game en ons het natuurlik meer uitgesien want ons wil graag uit die league uitkom.
Ja, wel, het lyk my julle is op die regte trek, so best of luck for the future.
Okay, thanks AP.
Shot.
There you go, folks. Good result there. Sean Adonis, you rate him as a player, Jerome?
Yeah, Sean
and Michael?
Sean's a good player. I mean, he's a very good captain. So he keep the guys going on the field, and I think that's where part of the discipline come from. He's a good captain, and also Michael, his brother, is actually done well this far with the club. I mean, he's also one of the big names at Northern's, played for them for long, and he played Cravenwick also. Michael, long ago he played Cravenwick. So he's a good, he knows his rugby and he's really done well with the club so far.
You played Cravenwick also?
No, actually I didn't, James. I played Academy Week, which is like the sort of the second team.
No, they didn't have the right selectors at that stage.
Yeah, I think that is obviously the problem.
If they had the right selectors, then you'd probably be like running the box squad right now. You know.
No, I think during that time they had all the staff and the teachers from Swansea, I think, were the selectors and Bantam and them.
Because there were two things that I did over the weekend. In actual fact, one I lie. The first thing that I did was I sent Heineke Meyer via Twitter the international dialing code for Japan, so that he could phone Peter Grant.
I saw that.
And then I also thought, well, I might as well send him Morgan Newman's Twitter account handle, so that he could phone you to get you back in the squad.
I was wondering why I thought it was such a hot line.
I thought at one stage he was going to have a heart attack in that Heineken, you know, that camera. I mean, this thing has to be with. I don't know if you watched the test match, but Heineken might have a heart attack one of these days.
Yeah, I think, you know, when you're under pressure, it doesn't. It's just a pause. Everything goes wrong. And now, just check now the next 2 games. Just imagine if you lose that also.
I don't see how we can win it. I mean, unless he makes like the right changes, he's got. Anyway, let's not do the whole bloody Springbok story again. There, we've already got enough All Black supporters out there. I don't know how on earth he is going to get that right. The Tata man of the match at Northerns up against Silverleaf. Once again, we give away 1,000 rand to one of the lucky club rugby players. In fact, that's a fact. I think that 1,000 rand is more than any of the Springbok players' man of the matches can get. Let's catch up with Marcel Solomon and James Saul. Of course, James is the president of Northerns, and Marcel was the wing of the day. And they say he looks a little bit like Morgan Newman. Let's have a look.
Marcel Solomons, congratulations. The title man of the match, 1,000 rand for you. 2 tries, well done.
Thanks, man. It's only due to the team that I scored that 2 tries, though. If they hadn't been there, 2 tries wouldn't have been there.
But and it does seem that they gave you some running ball, eh?
Yeah, exactly what a wing needs: a bit of space, a bit of speed to get to the line. Yeah.
Well, they say to me that you look a little bit like Morgan Newman, and it seems to me like you got the same kind of gas in those legs.
Just short on the ear, though.
Well, listen, I'm going to ask your president here of Northerns now, James Saul, the president of Northerns. Of course, I'm a member of the Exco at Western Province as well, on the finance committee, I believe, to bring you 1,000 rand, courtesy of Tata. So this is for you. He's going to shake hands with you and congratulate you. and we're going to bring James in here. James, nice to have players like this, of this kind of talent at the club.
Thank you, JP. This is a great pleasure for us at Northern to have a player of the caliber of Marshall Solomons.
Let's lift up this check quickly, folks, so we can see there. There you go. It's 1,000 rand, so that's a nice contribution.
Thank you.
Marcel, this little 1,000 rand will come in handy for you, eh?
Yeah, definitely. I'll spend it on my teammates.
And Mr. President, if you look, I mean, you were saying there, but it's not all about money, though. You also mentioned culture, community, bringing the families together.
That's right, yeah. Especially at Avonwood Park. You know, this is a sport-loving community that we have at Avonwood Park, and it's always great for us as the executive, you know, to do our utmost best for the community, but also for the youngsters in particular.
So yeah, once again, thank you very much for having us here, and you know, we look forward to keep watching your progress, and it looks like you're doing fantastic on the log.
Thank you. Just one last word from me, JP. Thank you very much for the involvement of Cape TV, especially in our communities. You've done a great job, and our community, they really appreciate what you're doing for us.
There you go, folks.
Thank you.
From Avonwood, they've been saying, when are we coming around here? The Tata man of the match. You can see the check here. It's 1,000 rand for Marcel, who's got gas like Morgan Newman, apparently. We'll be back with you guys in a mo. Bye-bye.
Get so much more for so much less at Tata Westenberg. Buy an Indica Vista Ego from $9.99 per month with a 3-year 100,000 kilometer warranty, 4 years 100,000 kilometer service plan, 3 years unlimited roadside assistance, and more. To find out more, SMS the word Tata to 33280 and one of our service consultants will be in touch with you shortly.
Tata is a good buy for sure.
Not quite sure. Let's just ask Morgan, how did you manage to play for the Marties and for Northerns?
I think they breed them well with Northerns. Good looking wicket.
Jerome, when I said you choose the man of the match, I didn't say choose your friends. Did you honestly think, hell, it's Morgan Newman playing, I better give him the man of the match?
When you JP, when I arrived there and I saw this guy running on a house, Morgan
Morgan's playing for Northerns.
Yeah, I just asked him now, he must ask his father if he knows someone in Delta's road.
That did turn out to be quite a laugh there. But he did say, I think he did say that he wishes one day to be like Morgan Newman. Not the brightest, not the shortest the ship, yeah. Okay, let's move away from the rugby. Congratulations to Northerns, have a good win there. Mr. H, more than just the rugby, the social occasion was absolutely incredible. Let's touch on the food story now. This food story has clearly become like one of the scenarios of like, we've got to outdo the other club, better than the rest. If we go through the ranks now, we've had Violets with Cozy Corner and the food, and the best steak rolls I've had in a long time there. We had Rangers, the moms cooking the, what did we have? It was the
rolls and curry,
chicken korma,
and roti and curry.
Roti, the whole story at Rangers. Then we went to
and let's not forget the halftime samosas. Cook Sisters.
Oh, the Cook Sisters.
The halftime Cook Sisters.
Yeah.
You mustn't forget about that.
The Cook Sisters were warm during halftime at Rangers. Okay, now that I tell you is like a snack in the middle of the game. You can't beat that. Elsie's had the scarp, and now we've got Northerns who've been promising this for a long time, and they had the Weskuspot. Alright, there were all sorts of dinge in die Weskuspot. Van die dinge weet ek nie mooi van waar gekom het nie. But it was a great side of the field occasion there. Let's quickly take a look at the Weskuspot.
Tikkie, wat is alles in die pot?
Ja, toe ek is nou hier in Avonwood Park. En ek nuts nou hierdie pot toe.
Oh, hy lyk hom lekker, jong.
Mossel en 'n bietjie seafood mix om net 'n bietjie kleur te gee.
En hoe lank is hy nou al op die pot?
Hy is nou so omtrent 'n halfuur op die pot. Op die vuur.
Hy lyk nogal juicy. Sê my 'n bietjie hoe kook jy hom?
Hoorie, hoe kook jy hom? Alles gooi jy in. Nie gelyktydig eers die aartappel en dan gooi jy agterna 'n mielie in hom net om 'n bietjie mooi te laat lyk.
'n mielie.
'n mielie. Ja.
Nou hoeveel mense voer so 'n pot?
Hoorie, uit so 'n pot kan ek my hele rugbyklub voer. Hulle moet netjies brood kry.
Ja.
Hulle maak hom met nat.
There you go, folks. Mr. H, let's put you on the spot. Your favorite so far? You did say that the scarp at Elsie's was like it's the best better than Mount Nelson.
On Saturday, that was great.
Hy Weskusport.
Ja, kijk, hij man weet wat om met een goedje aan te vangen.
Okay, now Jerome, you talk about community rugby. He says that pot that he made was enough to feed the entire team, and all that the guys do is afterwards they come met brood en dan maak hulle potswoon en hulle doop hom net so 'n bietjie in.
Ja, hulle kry vanuit Kreef uit die Elsie's rivier.
But you know, we talk about it like this, and you're gonna see folks in the aftermatch function. We were privileged enough to have Dougie Dyer as a legend of Western Province Rugby. But we talk about sports nutrition on the show quite often. And folks, the Evox competition will be coming up in a minute. But we speak about sports nutrition and eating after the game and so on. At the game, well, Mr. H, I went just to go and get myself a cold one at the bar next door that Dougie Dyer says he built with his own hands. Brought out some photographs there. And I looked to the side of the bar, and there was a big korsbak. Okay, and in the korsbak was a thing like this of scrambled eggs and Vienna sausages. And this was for the players to come and eat after the game. Jerome, that's sort of what you're looking for, is that kind of support. If you haven't got the nutrition in the sports nutrition space, you want to be able to come up with other alternative nutrition ways to get the team to at least eat something.
Yeah, that's very good, JP, because you encourage the guys not to drink at least an hour after the game. So it's good if clubs do that and let the guys eat, and then afterwards if they want to drink they can drink. But I know in the olden days the guys in the change room immediately have a beer, so it's good if they can follow that and do that, give the guys something to eat before they drink. That's great. All that protein that they take in there, it's good.
Yeah, that's what you need. But it comes together because there's a family structure almost like at the club. Mr. H, if you look at Northerns, Dougie Dyers has really pulled the whole squad together.
Yeah, and you know what, if you look at the facilities there, there's a new facility and an older facility. And the older facility was virtually built by the club themselves. Yeah. I remember about 15 or 20 years ago, we started assisting them, and Dougie was very persistent that, you know, they must get on with the buildings, and they did a lot of the things themselves.
Yeah.
So that's great, you know. That's like a showcase for the clubs, you know. And say you can do it yourself. You don't have to wait on other people to come and assist.
It takes leadership like Dougie Dyers, strong hands, people who don't take nonsense, are not worried about ego. I mean, there's a guy who stepped away from the limelight, so to speak, at Western Province. Because he does not worry about his ego, he just wants to get things done. And evidence to that is that we see the youngsters at the club supporting the club. There's definitely, Jerome, would you?
Yeah, no, that is definitely, JP. If you look at a guy like Juppie Swab, he played all his life there. From juniors he played there. There were a few other guys playing rugby there. There was about 6 guys that I know that I've played junior rugby against and senior rugby at the club. And they basically, with the older guys' guidance, they basically run the club. They do everything in the club, and which is it's very good. And we were talking about this last week, where the guys are moving from this club to that club. That's a great example from the community and guys putting their effort back into the club.
That reminds me that some of those old guys that he was talking about now, they said I must remind him about how Northern beat Bellville.
You must remind Jerome.
Yeah, he played under 17, I believe it was.
Yeah, look at him shaking his head. Jerome?
I told them they never beat Bellville at Bellville. There's no way. But they said they've got something on record. I almost could look up at the union.
On record?
But I don't know.
Well, there's two things that I would question there. Number one is that you must remind him because clearly there's memory failure there. And then, of course, the other thing is that they've got record. And I think the only record they've still got are those old vinyl records. In actual fact, it might even be an old gramophone that you have to put up there. But talking about young fans coming through, we've also got the youngest fan. She's only 7 years old. Let's meet the youngest fan at Northerns.
What's your name?
Alexandria.
Alexandria. Are you the biggest fan here at Northerns?
Yes.
And this is your dad?
No, my grandpa.
Your grandpa. We got to bring grandpa in here. Come and join us, grandpa. Come down here. We have to ask you to bend those knees a little bit. There we go. How's that? Alexandria, did you make this for me? Yeah. Can I have this? Thank you very much, my sweetheart. We're so thrilled to have fans like you. How old are you?
7.
You're 7 years old, eh? And you can do such fantastic artwork. Rugby, that's what it's all about. Look at the kind of support we're getting from the community. This is what it means to support community rugby. All right, there you go. We'll see you guys in a moment.
There you go, folks. That was Alexandria, one of the youngest fans at Northerns, and a fantastic little poster that she made for us. And it seems like every time we go to a club now, there's somebody saying thank you and welcome. In fact, at Northerns, there were posters welcoming us there as well. There was also the aftermatch function, and the aftermatch function was fantastic. And once again, another club paying tribute, and I don't want to embarrass you, Mr. H, but paying tribute there to Herman Abrams after his retirement. Of course, Herman is right back in the hot seat at Western Province. But let's see what happened at the aftermatch function. It was great fun.
Ek wil vir meneer Abrams en vir JP sê, VP in die laaste klompie jare het VP se klub rugby oplewing getoon. En dit is 'n gevolg van Herman se goeie werk wat hy insit. Hy's 'n rugby ou. Hy het sy voete op die grond en hy doen baie goeie werk en met die ondersteuning van JP. Ek sien hulle is op TV en dan praat hulle nog Engels ook. Hulle is op TV en dit is baie goed vir klub rugby. Op alle vlakke. Dis goed vir VP se rugby groei en die spelers voel dat hulle is nie in super rugby nie of hulle is nie in Currie Cup rugby nie, maar daar is tog blootstelling vir hulle. Daar word notisie geneem van hulle en van die goeie spelers kan dan die pad boontoe vat. Ek sê vir Hammy en sy bestuur en vir Jerome wat in beheer is van VP Club Rugby, wat die spelers identifiseer, die kwaliteitspelers. Hulle het nou seker vir die 3de jaar die amateurbeker gewen. Ek wil Jerome ook sê geluk en hou aan met die goeie werk. Wel dan Hammy.
Meneer en dames, ek wil net gou vir u sê dat ek waardeer dit baie. Dit is vir my 'n riem onder die hart dat mense kennis neem en afskeid neem. Ek is gevra om 'n paar maande aan te hou daar by die WP. Amptelik het ek die 31ste Augustus uit diens uitgetree, maar ek is nog daar, ek werk nog daar. En as ek nou vandag tot hier kom en ek sien wat hier gebeur en ek sien dat ek kan nie eens in die parkeerplek inkom nie en daar is nie plek om te sit nie. Dit is waaroor die rugby gaan. As jy net daaraan dink dat daar duisende mense woensdag aan daai program kyk. En dis iets wat ons nog nooit gehad het nie. En dit is 'n geweldige inspirasie vir almal die ouens. So ek wil net vir hulle twee ook sê baie dankie vir wat julle doen. Veral met JP. Hy moet nog al hard werk om hierdie ding aan die gang te kry. Ek het daarom kom maar net daar sit ons daar. Hy moet sien na al die tegniese detail. Maar aanhoorlikes, baie dankie vir wat julle oor die jare vir my beteken het. Ek sal nooit vergeet nie.
Ek heb 4 minute oor nou.
Ja, oké. Ons het
Well, there you go, folks. There's an after-match function. Mr. H, you must be very proud. The kind of respect that the club show you.
You know, it's always unexpected.
Yeah.
But it is rewarding, and you feel that you've done something. People remember. I was going to say earlier that, you know, what I found there in Northerns is that a guy like Dougie.
Yeah.
You know, he stepped back.
Yeah.
But the aura around him and the respect that the people have for him, when he walks around there, everybody's saying, Mr. Dias, hello Mr. Dias. And it's great, you know, to have left that kind of legacy there. So, yeah.
Fantastic. I was, we should count our blessings to have people like Dougie Dyers in the midst of club rugby. Let's move away from Northerns now and quickly look at the rest of the results over the weekend. Division 2, Temperance losing to Carmel. All Saints, it was a win for them over Atlantis. Blue Stars losing to Violets. Watsonia losing to Blue Sets. Division 3, Caledonian Roses beating Masiphumelele by just 1 point. Young Ideas 32 loss for them against Whistling Wheels, 36 points. Division 4 saw Richmond Rangers beating Imikawi 31 points to 17. There you go, folks. Those are the results over the weekend. Mr. H, okay, we'll get on to the fixtures in a minute. Folks, if you want to win for yourself an Evox hamper, courtesy of Evox, who is, of course, the official sports nutrition supplier to DHL Stormers and Western Province Rugby, and maybe you don't want to eat so many scrambled eggs and Viennas after the match, then you can make sure that you get in the mix to win yourself this Evox hamper. This week, once again, we're giving away a rapid recovery. This is for right after the match. It makes the world of difference, helps you recover straight away and get back into training and match day straight away. Super Carbo, your coach might want you to take this during the game, keeps the energy levels up, and just before the match, this is your special gummy berry juice that you drink just before the match to make sure that you get cranked up. Cyto Crank, courtesy of Evox. Let's take a look now at this week's winner. This week's winner wins for themselves a Cyto Crank, a Super Carbo, and a Rapid Recovery. All you need to do is SMS the number 33280. This week's winner is Vernon True. Congratulations, Vernon. You win for yourself a Cyto Crank, a Super Carbo, and a Rapid Recovery. The guys from Evox will be getting in touch with you shortly. Folks, it's time for us now to take an ad break. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of your social media comments. We'll take a look at the logs, results, the fixtures, and of course the Super Brew heading up next.
Get these amazing deals on Evox Sports Nutrition Supplements at Dis-Chem now. Life is all about protein. Buy 2 kilograms of 100% whey protein for only $449.95 and get 500 grams free. Pack on the muscle with formidable mass, only $339 for 4.2 kilograms. Essential for best performance is Evox Rapid Recovery, only $270. Your favorite natural fat burner of choice is Evox CLA for only $229.95. Buy one, get one free. Evox is the official sports nutrition supplier to Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers. Get so much more for so much less at Tata Westenberg. Buy an Indica Vista Ego from $9.99 per month with a 3-year 100,000 kilometer warranty, 4 years 100,000 kilometer service plan, 3 years unlimited roadside assistance and more. To find out more, SMS the word Tata to 33280 and one of our service consultants will be in touch with you shortly.
Tata is a good buy, for sure.
Welcome back, folks. Nice to have you along. It is, of course, Wednesday Cape Rugby TV, and we're bringing the very best of club rugby out of the Western Province and Cape Rugby structures. Let's take a look at your social media that came in over the weekend. We'll take a look at Twitter. On the left-hand side, you see there Anslin April tweeting Cape Rugby and at JP Nordia. So cook up between the three clubs. Exciting having Rangers, Koo Sisters, Cozy Corners Food, and the succulence of Anslin's spit. Oh, I agree with that. JP Nordia tweeted there. Yeah, just got home after a long day, filming great hospitality from Northerns. Guys, you can follow me at JP Nordia. You can follow Cape Rugby TV, also at Cape Rugby TV. Riaz Khan, Riaz 001, tweeted amazing watching the Violence Rugby Football Club show on Cape Rugby TV. Thanks to JP for everything. Thank you very much, Riaz. It was an absolute pleasure. And Elani Allers Morton posted from Unimil at Cape Rugby TV. She copied that in as well. Awesome Milnerton still in 4th place. Help us reach 2,000 point mark the last week of the competition. Let's take a quick look at the logs now then. Durban is still on the top in Super League A. Stellenbosch and Marties are in the top 3. Tygerberg, Falsbad Villages are in the danger spot at the bottom. In Super League B, we see Helderberg, NNK, Belleville at the top. Hands and Hearts, Brackenfell, Peniel Villages are at the bottom. Premier League A is headed up by UWC. Premier League B, we see Macassar and Slorians on the top. Division 1, it's Strand and Manenberg and Northerns really scrambling for the top 2 spots, while Busy Bees, Young Wesleys and the Young Stars are at the bottom. In Division 2, it's Atlantis and Violets at the top, Watsonian and Temperance are at the bottom. In Division 3, Young Ideas and Massapumalele are scrambling to keep those 2 top spots, dominating, and of course Caledonia and Roses look like they've just started to fall a little bit away from those 2 top teams. Peninsula, Young Brothers and Perseverance at the bottom of Division 3. Division 4 sees Imikawi, Richmond Rangers and Progress in Delft is at the bottom, while in the Paarl regions is Lower Paarl, who are at the top of the log there. It's time now, folks, for us to have a look at your I Love Western Province Club Rugby campaign. I Love Western Province Club Rugby campaign. Elsie's Rugby United are on 2,640 points. Keep up the good work there, folks. Good form at the top of the leaderboard, stretching their lead, moving ever closer to that 3,000 point mark. Whistling Wales is in second place and only need another 96 points to reach the 2,000 point mark. They will qualify for those 25 club branded rain jackets. Lunga Rugby Club is in 5th place and only need 279 points to reach the target to qualify for those 25 kit bags. The top through to the 10 then in total. Elsie's on 2,640, Whistling Wheels 1,904, Retreat 19, or at least 1,597, Union Millers on 1,493, Lagunya on 721, Violets is on 587 in 6th place, Scottsdene on 592, Rocklands on 469, Northerns on 252, and Slorians are in 10th spot on 220. Scottsdene and Rocklands, you need less than 100 points to qualify for a reward. Get in the mix there now. We're chasing Scottsdene, we're chasing Rocklands, and if you're at the club, get all of your club champ to make sure that they get in the mix there. Alright, so right now you don't want any of the clubs to slack off. You need to chase your club champ, get those points, get those prizes. Not much more time left up at the moment. Okay, so let's quickly look and see how you can earn some of those points. It's very easy. All you need to do is put yourself in the mix. 2 points if you upload a picture, 5 points if you SMS the name of your club to 32715. Don't forget you can also MMS with 5 points. Switch to M-Pesa for 20 points, or if you port to red, 50 points. Morgs, it's the last push for the clubs. They want to get points now. What's the kind of activity that we're seeing the clubs do in the club space?
Yeah, James, I mean, I must say that Elsie's River continue to lead the way. And you can see by the you know, sort of, I see that the I Love Western Province campaign are running sort of little mini competitions through the week, you know, just to see what teams are spoiling the Springboks and all those kinds of things. And I mean, you can see by what Alice Michaels has put up. I mean, she's really, you know, gone to extreme measures to earn some points, some bonus points for a club. And
let's take a quick look at that picture. Sorry to interrupt you there, but let's take a quick look at that picture that Alice Michaels put up. Morgs, just guide us through the shot here.
Yeah, James, it's just a picture that Alice Michaels has put up. You know, there was a 35 bonus points up for grabs, and it was a case of just, you know, showing what you're doing on the weekend to support the Springboks. And obviously, I see that Alice Michaels has, you know, replaced the Springbok faces with the Elsie's Rugby United players. And yeah, I think that was the winning one for last week. So she earned herself 35 points for her club.
Okay, so I mean, this is quite a creative way of doing it. Alice coming up with something really funky. I've got a feeling that Heineken Meyer might actually look at this team.
I think the team reflects the kind of guys that you'd like to see.
Yeah, in actual fact it does. Yeah, I think even there's a couple of interesting faces there. She's done a brilliant job there, though. Yeah, so Springboks, that Elsie's River from the left, Grant Lesh, Brute Benjamin, Desmond James, Theo Tansey, Jules Sneyman and David McQuire. Jerome, you'd put some of these players in that team, eh? In the Springbok team, eh?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, anybody now can play for the Springboks.
Well, that's my point exactly. What harm would it do? You know what? If you had to take that team and put them in the Springbok team, I guarantee you would not see another All Black supporter around the Elsie's field.
Maybe Alice must be one of the selectors.
Well,
this is the first time that I met her on Saturday. Maybe she can be a Springbok.
You mean Alice? Yes, absolutely, 100%. We can definitely do with another look at the selection process there in the Springbok team, because heavens above knows Please tell me before I do some damage to myself. What is Jerome? What is that Greyling ook doing in the team?
No, that's definitely difficult. A guy, I don't think he understands English. I think he read the papers in New Zealand and said that the Springboks are going to put up a fight. But he really didn't understand. So, I mean, typical Afrikaner who doesn't understand. So
what on earth was he thinking? Who hits Richie McCaw with the elbow unless it's in, it's not even Sonny Bill Williams in the ring,
Yeah, but that's also JP, I mean, to see, that's clear. I mean, then you get 2 weeks, which is basically only 1 week because the Springboks are not playing this week, so it's just next week for punts like that and a thing like that. It's 2 weeks, and Etzebeth didn't even touch the guy last week or 2 weeks ago, and he got 2 weeks also.
I mean, if you're going to throw a punch or an elbow, like, do a proper job. Really. Okay, I didn't say that. But certainly Jeb Sinclair heard me the first time round, and then obviously after that Tyrone Holmes heard me as well. Alright then, but still on the I Love Western Province Club Rugby campaign, look at some of the tweets that came in then. Elani Alice Morton, awesome effort in earning some points for Milnerton this week, huge amount of picks loaded. Also went on to tweet last week of the I Love Western Province Club Rugby competition, load those picks for Milnerton for so much needed points. And then again Elani saying, awesome Milnerton, still in 4th place, help us reach the 2,000 mark the last week of the competition. Morgs, that's what you want to do. You want to encourage people to retweet and tweet and post the picture through the social media process.
Yeah, James, obviously there's Facebook and there's Twitter, and that, like I said again, just to reiterate that they are running lots of bonus point competitions, so the teams can earn some much needed points. I mean, there are only 2 weeks left of the competition, so I think it's important that they really expose those 2 platforms and just tweet and Facebook as much as they can, get people talking, get the conversation going. And you never know how many points you can earn in the next 2 weeks, and earn some. Obviously, at the end of the day, it's all about the prizes, and there are lots of exciting prizes up for grabs for all the clubs.
Well, that's good stuff. All right, there you go, folks. It's the I Love Western Province Club Rugby campaign. Get in there. You haven't got much time left. You want to make sure that it starts to happen for you right now. Of course, it was of course leisure. Oh, by the way, we did see one more interesting thing on Facebook. Let's quickly touch on this one. Mr. H, we'll throw this picture up there, folks. There you can see it on the left-hand side now. Another J Power Hour. These are the Facebook comments that came in, folks. Another J Power Hour. I wonder if you remember your previously disabled blooper. That's how long I've been a fan. Thanks for that, Sean. No, I don't remember all the bloopers I made on Good Hope FM. They happen on a regular basis, especially when myself and Nigel Pearce were going Sonny Bill Williams style. Very inspirational show tonight. Thanks for Claude Fisher. Claude, thank you very much for that. Very inspirational show tonight. Hoping all the clubs get aboard and making next year a success. And on the right hand side there, folks, you'll see a photograph that we took in 2005. Mr. H, there's a photograph, and I'm going to turn my picture that you might even have forgotten about. This is how long we've been doing this stuff. This picture was taken in 2005. You're on the far left. Koos Basson is on your left hand side. Helen Graham, who was the station manager at Good Hope FM at the time, and I'm on the far left hand, on the far right hand side. Well, it depends on how you look at that picture. This was taken in 2005 as we launched that Club Rugby show on Good Hope FM in its official capacity. I mean, I've forgotten that this picture had taken place, but it just goes to show how long we've been doing media for Club Rugby.
Yeah, quite a while. I remember that occasion now. I mean, I've forgotten about it.
Yes.
But I remember it.
Okay. Jerome, before we started doing rugby on radio or TV like we've got now, how did you guys, back in the day when you were playing club rugby, how did you know what all the other clubs were up to? Or didn't you know?
No, it's very, especially in the communities, they could easily, but most of the time on Sunday mornings at church, or something like what did your team do, what happened and things. So that was basically the time that you get them together and just quickly check before church. What did you guys do? And that was it. And then also there was, as Mr. H said, in the communities back then, there was also a split in the church. That one team would sit on the
Are you joking?
Really? Really? It was our community that we worked back then.
Okay, well, that does give me a feeling that the show now has a slightly sort of more religious feel to it. Okay. So you've got church on Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock here on Cape Rugby TV at least. Leisure Hotels is, of course, one of our primary supporters here on Cape Rugby TV. Let's see who won last week's prize. One night's accommodation, bed and breakfast at the Strand Towers. Congratulations, Grant Swain. Grant wins that great prize, courtesy of the Leisure Hotels. Tell your friends to go and book in at Leisure Hotels. If you want to win this prize, you can just SMS the word leisure and your name to 33280. Let's take a look at the fixtures now over the weekend. Vixen up against False Bay, Tigerberg and Villagers. SK Warmers take on Marty's. Belhar are against UCT. Penel Villagers take on Kales River, NNK Collegians. Belleville against Brackenfell, Primrose, Helderberg, Hands and Hearts and Goodwood. Premier League A, St George's Young People, Skyfontein Paul. Lunga Scottsdene, Elstree Rangers. UWC take on Hamlets. Premier League BC's Van Estel and Silvertree, Macassar and Franschhoek, Sir Lawrence and Stelkar Laguna up against Milnerton. Stad United take on Eerste Rivier. In Division 1 at Strand, Busy Bees, Manenberg Rangers, Northerns, Hamadias and Silverleaf. Young Wesleys take on Young Stars. In Division 2 it's Temperance and Violets, Blue Jays Gardens Tech. Watsonia are up against Atlantis, and or at least All Saints is against Watsonia. Atlantis take on Blue Stars. In Division 3 it's Perseverance, Cruiseville, Young Brothers, Caledonia Roses. Peninsula take on Retreat, Westing Wheels against Strand Pioneers, and Masipumalele are against Young Ideas. They're playing at Noordhoek. Alright folks, it's at Noordhoek, the venue. It's not in Bishop, it's Noordhoek. You come over Kaapseweg, and then you just make a turn to the right there. Mr. H, that's going to be a big match. Masipumalele against Young Ideas, and that is where we're going this weekend.
That's right.
Big one.
Big one, must win.
We sent out on Facebook yesterday, at least on Monday, 7,500 invites to people to let them know Cape Rugby TV is coming. Folks, that's what the kind of publicity you get at your club when we come to a game, when we mention it on Facebook. 7,500 people were notified, including of course the fact that tonight's show, which is, so we're at Masipumalele in Noordhoek this Saturday. Kickoff is at 3:30, Mr. H?
Yeah.
3:30 because there's a Province game on Saturday.
That's right.
Okay, so 3:30 is kickoff. Masipumalele Noordhoek. Come and join us. They come say hello. It's going to be great fun, and we'll be looking forward to you coming say hello. Let's take a look at some of the other fixtures now in Division 4. Cities and Thistle, Kalicha and Titans, Richmond Ranger take on Bishop Lavis. While the Paarl regions, Lower Paarl and Rangers, Albion's Young Gardens, Vineyards, Paarl United, Violets Paarl take on Allendale, Riverstones take on Windmill, and Simonian take on Young Stars. Super Brew prediction time it is now. Let's take a look at the fixtures in the Curry Cup, and we'll see, of course, Western Province are up against Crickwas at 3 o'clock at Newlands. It's the Bulls against the Cheetahs in Pretoria at 5, and the Lions take on the Sharks in Johannesburg at 7. Let's take a look at the rankings now on the Super Brew prediction page. Philip Darney, the Dominator, Philip Schreider, Double, Bully, Stitch, Mojojo and JB are in the top 10. Biggest gainers there, yeah, there's been some big gainers there. I'm not going to go through them all, and there's been some big losers as well. Right, so that you can see the names on the screen there. Remember, you can join us on Super Brew at any time. I think one of the losers was myself. I got every single game wrong, and it started off with that bloody Springbok game. The minute those Bulls lost to the All Blacks on Saturday, I knew, right, it's going to go south from here. Right, gentlemen, it's time for those predictions then. Province against Crickwas. Morgs.
I'm going to go Western Province by 7.
Jerome?
Western Province by 12.
Mr. H?
Yeah. I was going to say 12, I'll make it 10.
You're going to make it 10? Yeah. I'm going to go Western Province by 20. Yeah, gentlemen, don't fall off the chair. Don't fall off the chair just yet. There's still a long time to go here. You have to have faith in your team. And I'll tell you something, I've seen the Canadian left hook, and I've seen the local boys sort of right cross. So yeah, Fisher boy, yeah, 100%, yeah. And I always got I look at the coin. Yeah. Anyway, and of course then it's the Bulls against the Cheetahs. Bulls or Cheetahs?
I'm gonna go Cheetahs by 12.
Jerome?
Cheetahs by 9.
Bulls 7.
Bulls 7. You know, I've been supporting the Bulls for now. I really, I'm lost on this one because I keep every week I say they've got to come right. They've got to come right. You know, they just don't seem to come right. I don't know if there's a mental block or not, but okay, fine, I'll support them once again. I'll go Bulls by, what did you go by?
7.
Okay, I'm going to go Bulls by 7. Okay, if I get this wrong, I'm going to blame it all on Mr. H. And then the Morgs, Lions and the Sharks.
Jeff, Sharks by 3.
Lions by 10.
Mr. H?
Lions by 6.
Lions by 6. I'm going to go Sharks by 12. Yeah, those are my predictions. Yeah, don't worry. I've got no idea where it comes from either. It might just rain again. Yeah, Sharks. How the heavens do I just select the Sharks? You know, but of course I can't go back on that. You know, because I had this mental flash of Keegan Daniels making more silly decisions. But yes, I've got to stick to my guns. What did I say? Sharks by 12. All right, I'll stick to that, and we'll see how it comes out. Then this, of course, your Super Brew predictions, folks. That is a wrap from us here at the Cape Rugby TV show. Morgs, thanks a lot.
Thanks, James. Looking forward to a good week.
Jerome.
Yeah, JP, thanks. See you next week.
You're off to Kenya.
Yeah, off to Kenya, taking Western Province 7 side. They invited us to come over, so we're leaving here. We're playing this weekend.
Well, good luck and then enjoy it.
Definitely.
And work on your Kenyanese. And bring back some coffee then.
I'll definitely take it.
Yeah.
Because we need some here at the studio.
Yeah. Mr. H.
Just to say that the women will play their final at Molliton this Saturday.
Okay.
Against the Blues.
The women are playing their final.
Yeah, +5 I think.
At Molliton on Saturday, 5:30 in the afternoon.
Yep.
Not in the morning. No. And of course, at Newlands this Saturday, I believe the VUCA guys are playing
at 9 o'clock.
At 9 a.m. at Newlands. If you want to support the VUCA kids, you can get out to Newlands on Saturday morning. That's a wrap from us, folks. Remember now, Masi Kumalele up against Young Ideas, and that is at Noordhoek. It's going to be a monster match. There are going to be thousands of people. Make sure you join us. And make sure you watch Cape Rugby TV every Wednesday at 9. That's a wrap from us. Have a great rugby weekend. Bye-bye.